It's a vibe, and we live. Starring AJ as a host for the culture. We cultivate, innovate. They gon' try to imitate. Don't forget to educate yourself. It could lead to some wealth. The respective angle show. Tell a friend, let them know. Whoa, hey, come on, turn this shit up.
It's time for the Respective Angle Show with your host.
It's the Respective Angle Show. It's a vibe, and we live. Starring AJ as a host for the culture. We cultivate, innovate. They gon' try to imitate. Don't forget to educate yourself. It could lead to some wealth. The Respective Angle Show. Tell a friend, let them know. Whoa, hey, come on, turn this shit up.
It's time for the Respective Angle Show with your host.
Going on, folks? What is the word? It's AJ is live. I am the host of the Respective Angle Mobile, and I am here today to just let you guys know that we are back and we are getting ready to get everything on the way. And as you can see, we are changing up the location, we're changing up the space, we're changing up the equipment, as you can see, and we're making sure that everything is top notch, everything is done to the best ability that we know how, and that's just what we're all about here at the Respective Angle Mobile. I mean, when you think about it, it's been a lot of things that's been going on YouTube, and we are going to be talking about it. We're going to be having the conversation. We're going to be at the other studio location, and we are going to be definitely relaunching the show. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. It's very important that you do. And hit that notification bell that lets you know, the viewer, the next time we are live streaming or we drop content. You know, Well, what is going on, guys? I'm yours truly, AJ is live, one half of the Respective Angle Show, of course, brought to you by the Respective Angle Network. And on today, we're here on another day, on another vlog. And, you know, we got a lot of things that's going on right now in terms of, you know, social media, right? And we want to discuss a few things. We want to discuss a few things that's very important. I find that's very important that, you know, it's a discussion that we need to have on the platform for a little bit. For like about 30 minutes, we're going to be on. You know, I normally say that, but, you know, when Mrs. Angle do appear, it end up being like about an hour. So who knows when she does pop up, if she does pop up tonight, because, you know, her hands are definitely full nevertheless. But, you know, there's been conversations that's been going on, discussions that's been going on. And, you know, I have a couple of opinions tonight. And hopefully you guys on the playback, you're going to be able to, you know, share your comments, your thoughts, your opinions, your views on this situation that we're going to be talking about today. I have a couple of things to play so that way you can see and, you know, compare and contrast certain situations. What's up?
yeah, so as it's been going on, well, a lot of things has been going on, as I said, and when we look at certain things, give me a second, just trying to get everything together. In terms of let's just get it out the way. Yeah, in terms of certain individuals, I find it very strange that they come out and they want to do documentaries on certain said alleged victims that is now coming forth. So let's just get down to the nitty gritty. Quite frankly, we already know that the Tdjakes situation is going on right now. That is a thing, and I don't want to be the one to say that I am automatically just taking sides. I'm neutral in this situation because you see, even as I said in my previous live, in the other live stream with the Christian Key situation, what I want to do is I want to compare facts. That's what it's about. I want to be able to see the facts in my face for what it is, and then come down to my opinion. And everyone is entitled to their opinion. That's what we fail to remember. We are all entitled to our opinions. Now, our opinions may not be the same. They will differ. Some of us will have similar opinions, but for some others, we won't have the same opinions. It doesn't mean that each other's opinions are wrong. It's just that we have a different perspective or a different outlook on how we see a certain situation. And it doesn't mean, as I said, that you're wrong about a situation. You just see things differently. You see things from a different lens, from a different understanding. And so I say all that to say this now. Now, it has come down to my understanding. It has come to our attention, via social media that, there have been accusers of Bishop Tdjakes. And, it's not just light accusations. These are heavy accusations. And nevertheless, of course, Prophet Manasseh, who is Bishop Jordan's son, he alleges that Bishop Tdjakes is the one that has been grooming him. Now, we haven't heard him say this out of his own mouth, but nevertheless, Larry Reid actually came out and said that the person that is responsible for what Prophet Manasseh is speaking about was in fact Tdjakes, allegedly. Now, we don't know that to be true. He did say that, previously they had conversations about the situation, and he confided in him and let him know that, it was Bishop Tdjakes who was the one that was responsible for grooming him. And, I just find this story to be, I'm not saying that I don't believe the story. I'm just saying that I'm waiting for the facts to come out. I'm waiting for proof and evidence to come out. It's alleged that Larry Reid took a snapshot of the correspondence between Manasseh and Bishop Tdjakes. Considering that slander is a big situation, considering that that's a big thing, right? Slander is a big thing, and considering that defamation of character is something to don't really play with. When we look at the example of Tdjakes versus Cardi B, and the outcome of that situation, we know that it's not really a wise thing to just go out there with information that you don't know to be true. Now, in this day and age, we have a lot of people who they say things and it's like, it's stories that are made up sometimes, and then there are things that are genuine, right? There are situations that are actually genuine. So it's up to us to decipher now whether or not your story is genuine, right? Based on the facts that you're providing. Now, if there's a police report and now that actually pushes towards a court case, then fine, you come out and tell us exactly who the person is, who the perpetrator is, nevertheless, and things of that nature. But when the proper procedures aren't taken, that's where I have a lot of questions. I have questions, which is rightfully so. Because at the end of the day, I want to come down to a conclusion that states, well, okay, this is what the situation actually was in its actuality, right? All the facts were provided for me, so that way I know exactly what to look out for, who to look out for. It's about awareness. When we come out in the public, that's the next thing that I really want to talk about. Like, when things come out in the public, what is the purpose of you bringing out things in the public? Is it to bring awareness, or is it to just say that something just happened to me? You get what I'm saying? And I believe that most of the times when people do come out in the public, it's to create awareness of a specific individual who is doing things that is, it's unsavory or it shouldn't be done, right? But then there are often times there are individuals who they do things and say things for clout, right? And, we have to be able to decipher between the two. And so I find it really strange, right? Let's get down to business, right? I find it very strange that a story is being picked up by a certain individual, and we're going to listen to a couple of things tonight. We're going to just do the audio. We're not going to do the video, but we're going to listen to a couple of things tonight, and I want you to honestly give me your comments on that. So drop your comments in the comment section down below, and you tell me what you think about this specific situation. Now, we have this individual, right? And I'm gonna just say who it is, because I don't want to be like Christian Keys and do hints and Blue's Clues, right? So here we have it. We have Larry Reid live, who has taken up the story, who was allegedly asked Prophet Manasseh Jordan to be able to come out with the story, right? But I do recall, when it comes down to Tdjakes, right? When it comes down to the situation of Tdjakes, that Prophet Manasseh did mention that, he was being groomed. But when it comes down to the situation of past transgressions, these are the things that we don't need to be, we can't forget. Now, I'm going to play the first clip so we can get a bit of understanding, a bit of context as to what exactly and how this started.
That, this is sown tear in the body of Christ. The Holy Spirit is a spirit of truth. So before you say, touch not my anointing, do my prophets no harm, that's a nescient statement, because that, this is sown tear in the body of Christ. The Holy Spirit is a spirit of truth. So before you say, touch not my anointing, do my prophets no harm, that's a nescient statement, because that scripture is referring to Israel. You're taking the scripture out of context. And if the Holy Spirit is a spirit of truth, then speaking truth is not sowing tears. It's bringing reformation and healing. In my 20s, I got to be around some of the biggest men and women of God. And I got to witness things because I got to see them without their armor. One of the things that's really happens, and it's seldom talked about, is that there's something called grooming. And it happens in the Pentecostal church. It happens in many churches, but I'm referring to the black church specifically. And what that means is that there'll be a bishop, a pastor, apostle, someone who has big conferences. Everybody knows, oh my God, they're the holy man of God. And they will pick their victims and they groom them. And it first goes through stage one, where they ask questions. What are you into? What do you like? You need to tell daddy everything. And so they're using verbosity, and they're using this type of garrulous narrative to try to make you feel comfort, to make you build comfort with their victim. And then from there, it goes into stage two. And stage two is where it begins to become sexual. And it first starts by either making facetious jokes, making little statements, innuendos, and then it goes into the questions of, what turns you on? What do you like sexually? You need to tell me this because I need to know, because I need to be able to pray for you. So it's almost like a psychological power game that they're playing with you. And in your head, if you say something wrong, they project it on you. They body shame you. Oh, you're too sexual. Oh, look at your body. Oh, you're the one that's making me do this. Oh, and so you have that in the back of your head. And then you also have in their head of their dumb, misinformed followers who are pushing this predatory narrative because they're so in awe with either trying to be like them, either worshiping them, or not worshiping God, or worshiping their denomination or where they come from. And so they're not even there seeing with the eyes of truth, but they're there seeing out of carnality. And so they're sitting up there and they're protecting them. And the leader, the bishop, the pastor, they know this. And so they know and they feel invisible. Oh, I can get away with this. I just have to make a statement to my church. I just have to tell them. And they're never going to question. Why is it so many people? Why is it always coming up? Why is everybody lying? So everybody's lying? Where there's a mouse, there's mice. And then it goes into the third stage. And the third stage is where they try to become intimate with you. And if you do not allow this, they drop you. They treat you like you're nothing. And they abandon that young male or that young woman. But from my experience, I can only speak from a young male point of view. They abandon that young male and they treat them like they're nothing because they didn't acquiesce to what they wanted sexually. And they look for another victim. And they know they can get away with it because their followers are not people that love the Lord. They worship the pastor. They worship the bishop. So they're not seeking for truth. And so this is the day and age that we're in. And I still believe that there are believers that do not worship personality, so to speak. They don't care who you are. They don't care if you're bishop this, prophet this, apostle that. But they really love the Lord. And so they really are worshiping the spirit of truth, which is Jesus. And they really are about that. And so they can see past that. I want to say to victims that might not have a platform or might feel like you're going to be judged, so you can't say nothing, because this is what they try to tell you. You're going to be judged. You can't say nothing. You're sowing seed of tear. You know, God is the judge. Yeah, we know God is the judge, but God judges people also through legal systems. God judges people also through other people. There's a group of Christians and we're here and we believe in you and we're here to support you. And if you've been feeling in your heart that you can't say nothing, now's the time for you to speak out. There's still a remnant group of Christians that are not worshiping celebrities. They're not worshiping how big someone's conference is, who they are, or their name, or their notoriety, but they believe in truth, and they're here for you. And I'm not a victim, but I am someone that is speaking truth to help victims that have experienced this, to say, we see you. And there's a group of Christians, men and women of God, that are the true men and women of God, that are here to pray for you. Some of the biggest monsters are right in front of your face, and they manipulate their pulpit to push their nasty agenda, and their followers are duplicitous. Hey fam, those that have been watching.
Okay. Now, while he does have a point that he definitely made a few points in his video. There are a lot of predators that is in the church, community that, they definitely do things to, get a certain kind of response, right? But what I find very strange that, speaking to that now that he actually mentioned that on the video, yeah, he was actually speaking on point as it relates to that, right? Because when we do look back a couple years ago, about a year ago, I believe Daryl Moore, another person that has been actually, trying to bring awareness to the community or to the church community or to the world about a specific individual, Larry Reid, who, he has his set of accusers. So I find this very weird that, he would want to create a documentary, somewhat similar to like what Tasha K did in terms of the surviving R. Kelly situation, how she brought all those women together and, created a documentary out of it. Now, here we go. We have Larry Reid now who decides that he wants to pick up this story because he's, of course, connected and associated with Bishop Jordan, who was Manasseh's father. I don't know how it is that, you know, he was able to get the green light, because when we look at that previous video, right, never mentioned any names, right? It never mentioned any names. He never mentioned, not one time was it Bishop Tdjakes that he was speaking about, that he was referring to. And here we have it, I believe, right after his live. Here we go, Larry Reid comes up, and, you know, he is the spokesperson all of a sudden for Manasseh. It's quite strange. Now, how do you select someone who is accused of the same thing that you're accusing somebody about? I find that to be very, very hypocritical. And if it ain't calling the kettle calling the pot black, I don't know what it is. But, you know, let's just bring a little flashback on what it was about a few months ago. Because, you know, I find it to be, you know, very ironic that someone is, you know, reveling in something that they were accused of. So now that the attention is not on them anymore, of course, you know, you push the attention to somewhere else, so that way that attention could be far removed from you. So let's look, or take a listen. Let's take a listen, because I don't want to do this. Let's take a listen. Okay, cool. Let's take a listen to some previous content that was posted about Mr. Larry Reid. You know, this story that was picked up about Mr. Larry Reid, and I find it very ironic that, you know, you're pushing this whole agenda, pushing this whole entire agenda, sir. But you got skeletons in your closet, sir. And this lady is the one who actually brought it out. So let's hear what she has to say. Let's look. Wait a minute, where is it? There it goes.
Wallet, which means, you know, somebody's trying to sell you something, and you know they want money, but you real skeptical on pages in the statement, so you can't go back and delete videos now because you talk too much, and I let you do that for 3 months while we were out in North Carolina interviewing, and still interviewing to this day. Okay, so listen. You said he was unable to maintain a steady residence, requested and was allowed to move into a home owned by you, and he filed a police report about that home he was allegedly violated in.
What is going on today? All right, so waiting for this video right here. 1 second, guys. 1 second. So yeah, this lady right here is the one who uncovered or started to, you know, put out some content that was referring to Larry Reid. But not only that, you know, if I start to go right back, as I said, Daryl Moore already was really on the case for a while. Like, he was on the case. right? So here we have it. We got this guy here. You know, he wants to create a documentary. Yo, why does this thing not want to load today? But yeah, he wants to create a documentary listing all the individuals or all the victims that was involved in this alleged supposed Tdjakes situation, and others too as well. So I just find it very ironic that, you know, there were documentaries that was put out All right, we have to try this over.
In order to address pending jurisdictional issues, plaintiffs Larry D. Reid and Larry Reid Live LLC, acting through counsel and pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure, hereby dismiss this action without prejudice and leave the refile. When does the refile? When is the refile? Because this boy been out here on the streets since 2017, been trying to get justice, but you've been trying to abuse him using these 13 pages and lawyers that you got. Let me keep going on, because the interview is going to come up here shortly, but I just want you to know what was said from him. So when you go and you listen, I want you to listen. Listen with your heart. Matter of fact, listen with your wallet. When you start listening with your wallet, let me tell you something. When you start listening with your wallet, which means, you know, somebody trying to sell you something, and you know they want money, but you real skeptical, and you use discernment. Tell me how many of y'all do that. I do that. Don't you do that, Chelsea? You listen more. So listen with your wallet the next time he tells you whatever he wants to tell you about these victims, him and his boyfriend that he tricks on and buys cars and computers for with your donations as a 501c3 compliant member. Do not play with me tonight, okay? Do not play with me tonight. Should have bought him more wigs. Should have bought the boyfriend more wigs. Instead, he got to wash out that same wig and clip it in and hold it to the side.
And the allegations continue. But no, we forgot about these allegations. We really forgot the fact that there are allegations out there about a specific individual who is really going hard on Bishop Tdjakes. I'm not defending this man. I'm not defending it. No way am I defending Bishop Tdjakes. What I'm saying is, my hypocrisy is really real. Let's continue.
And shake it out and dry it out for every episode that he gets on live to lie to y'all about on behalf of his financier and trick daddy, Larry Reid Live. I told you this was God's moment tonight. I don't even know how I'm doing this. I cannot do this on my own. This is not me. Hold on.
No, I'm Human First. Shout out to I'm Human First. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. What's up, man? No, that is not a new diss. That is practically a comparison that I'm practically making right now. Because as you know, you see a boy out there right now being the number one, the number one spokesperson for the Jordan family and for Manasseh Jordan. So I find it very hypocritical that, he's going out of his way right now to do all of what he's doing currently right now. Going out of his way, like literally going out of his way. And like, are we forgetting this? Oh, sorry. There you go. Can you hear me a little bit better now? All right. We're forgetting the fact that, he's going out of his way to do all what he's doing right now, right? Currently, on behalf of Prophet Manasseh. Thank you. On behalf of Prophet Manasseh. And nevertheless, we're forgetting that there are not one, not two, but three accusers, 3 of them. And this was not too long ago that, Tasha K had received the story And, she came out with a story. But I find it very hypocritical and very hypocritical that, he's going that hard to prove that, Bishop Tdjakes did whatever he did to, Prophet Manasseh. Now, I'm not in no way am I, denying whatever claims that Prophet Manasseh is making, but nevertheless, what I am saying is you could have chosen someone else to be the spokesperson if you wanted a spokesperson. On top of that, you didn't even need a spokesperson because, right, let's put that up there. Right, I am human first. Exactly. Like, considering the history that you have, I don't understand why you decided you're going to go down this road knowing for a fact that there are allegations and haven't been proven. I can't say that it's been proven, but there are strong allegations that's out there that are very similar to the allegations that you're going so hard about. Like, you're going mad hard for something that was already alleged with you by 3 victims, allegedly. Got to make sure and put that allegedly. Everything that we're saying here today is alleged, not a fact. It hasn't been proven in the courts or in public. So, nevertheless, I find it very strange, but we shall continue. Let's go. And she then goes on to say,
because Larry just got a whole lot of pretentiousness in this lawsuit, talking about how many viewers, how much money he makes, also advertisements and subscribers. The same thing he tells y'all about when he talking about his diamonds and millions of dollars and reality shows with BET and, Yolanda Adams. That's why we played Yolanda tonight, because, that's a language we all understand. The battle is not yours, it's the Lord's. Before we get to, so he said on his YouTube channel, Daryl Moore, the cigar vlogger that y'all claim was stalking Larry, revealed a 2018 police report cover from Raleigh, North Carolina. The police report does not bear Reid's name, but shows the Olesti Drive home street address and reflects an allegation of forcible fondling. You're going to hear about forcibly fondling tonight from Levontre Adams, telling a story about him at 15 years old. Okay? And Moore invited the defendant onto his YouTube channel, where the defendant claimed that he filed the police report. So, and alleged, and we're talking about Daryl Moore and Levontre Adams, okay? Because Daryl Moore was the first to give Levontre Andrews a voice. I'm the second. He's the first. Alleging that he reported that he was touched at the age of 14. Reid was never contacted. No charges were ever brought, and there is currently no active investigation into this claim by the Raleigh Police Department. How do you know that and there's a police report, sir? How do you say that there's a police report, but you say there's no active investigation? How do you know that?
You see, so it's like, I find this very, very, very weird that, this guy come out here and, you're telling this man's story, although he could have told his story himself, because he came out on Instagram twice on his Instagram, and then came out, I believe the second time he came out on his YouTube. You can look it up if you want, it's Prophet Manasseh. But, he came out twice, and not one time did he ever name Bishop Tdjakes as the person that actually is the person that, did what he did, right? But here we go. These guys have been interviewed by Tasha K. The 3 individuals that Tasha K is talking about, well, one of the 3 has been interviewed. If you go on Tasha K Live, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find it. But she then goes on to say,
after an interview on Moore's platform on April 20th, 2021. So let me tell you, this is how far back these allegations go. Reid sent the cease and desist letter to the defendant through his counsel. As a result, he didn't send a cease and desist letter to Levontre Andrews. He sent the grown man who was telling a story about his 15-year-old experience with him. He sent a cease and desist letter to the vlogger. So if I could scare the vlogger, the victims will stand down. Never once. There's other.
Now, I'm pretty sure you guys are aware that a couple of content creators have had their channel striked. Bishop Tdjakes, courtesy of Bishop Tdjakes. Right. So you see the comparison, like you see the comparison of steps and procedures taken, right, to suppress a story. You know what I'm saying? Like a cease and desist letter was sent to the person that was interviewing the three accusers. And then she then goes on to say, we're on a roll here tonight. Let's go.
The ones that are claiming low T-cell counts and stuff, but this is the first lawsuit and the first to be filed and dismissed by Larry Reid himself. So this is, and it happened as of December, November last year. So you mean to tell me they've been out here on your account since 2021, and this is the first lawsuit that you've ever filed?
You know, I am human first. I believe so. I believe the same thing. I believe that this was a coordinated effort by both Manasseh and Larry to bring about this exposure, because it's an opportune moment. It's a time where it's an opportunistic moment where I can actually, gain something, gain some followers, gain some clout, gain some exposure, or expose this individual as far as I can. But it was a few weeks back that, there was a situation with Larry Reid, and it had everything to do with Tdjakes, and it seemed as though that Tdjakes was throwing subliminals in his service. I don't recall exactly what it was about, but ever since then, and this was a couple weeks back, ever since then, there's been like a bit of tension between Tdjakes and Larry Reid. Low key, you know what I'm saying? Low key. Not really out there in the public, but from time to time in certain of Larry Reid live, you'll hear him, speak about Tdjakes in a certain kind of way where he didn't even, he was showing some ill will towards him. It wasn't nice. But let's continue.
File about these allegations, and you dismissed it for the first time ever because it was the only one you filed, all within a month's period. Do not play with me. As a result of the cease and desist letter, it appeared that in refrain that reading false child touching rumors until his most recent alliance with Bishop Lamar Whitehead. What does Lamar Whitehead got to do with you and these boys? These boys telling about a story that happened to them when they were living in your house, that you said was your house. Okay? You done brought somebody else in here. In that case, you should have added Bishop Lamar Whitehead to the lawsuit, but you didn't. Okay?
When there are things going on in your backyard, you want to clean up your house first before, you go to try to clean up other people's houses and stuff like that. Clean up your house, sir. You got accusations that are still out there right now, but yet still you're voicing your opinion, and you're a proponent, or you're this person that just decides that I'm going to be a spokesperson for the things that I potentially it's alleged. Everything that you hear me say here is alleged, not a fact. Of course, what you're hearing here is Tasha K's words, and Tasha K's words only, not mine. And, this story, as I said, it made it really far, because it started with the cigar vlogger. Shout outs to Daryl Moore. He actually, uncovered this story. The three accusers actually went to him and went to his platform and gave up the goods, gave up all the info there is about that individual. Oops, pointing the wrong way. That individual. Oops, pointing the wrong way. That individual over there. Yep. To the far left of the corner, on the far right, my far right, right? That individual. And so, think about it. Think about it, really, really. Sit down there and think about it. I am human first. I know you have a lot to say. I know you have a lot to say. So, drop your comments in the comment section. I'm about to get out of here just now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this situation. But we're going to go a little bit forward into this video a little bit. And then, what was that? I am human first. Yes, absolutely. I'm telling you. Like, this was a very strategic situation, strategic plan, where it was an opportune moment where, I can get the maximum out of the situation? How can I was the question. And that's what the outcome was. Because when I think about this, I have never really seen Prophet Manasseh really frequent Tdjakes. Now, I'm not saying that I don't believe the man. Again, now, you know, your trauma is your trauma. Your experience is your experience, right? Whatever your experience, I can't tell you that this didn't happen to you or how to feel about your experience. It happened to you. How you go about by dealing with the situation, though, you got to do it in a resolute way. You got to do it in a procedure where it makes sense. Now, there's procedures when it comes down to situations like this. Now, I'm not saying that everyone is strong enough to actually come out and say what actually happened to them, right? It's one of the hardest things to do in that situation. I can't put myself in that situation and say, well, yes, this is how it feels. But nevertheless, someone else that went through that situation knows exactly what it feels like to go through that situation. And, you know, for this individual to be out there just trying to see how much he can gain off of this and being the one that can break this story, you're the wrong person, sir, because you have skeletons all the way up in your closet. 3 of them. 3. So I'd advise you to really think about that before you go forward with this documentary that you got going on, because there are others that are out there that wasn't interviewed out of the 3. Right? So, yeah, be smart, because there are things that people are looking up and can look up that can just bring right back up and be just put right back out there in the forefront. Because, sir, it seems like you got them stones in your hands and you're throwing them stones in people's glass houses when you're living in one too. Right? So, and she continues to say, get him, Skibby.
Hold on for a second. All this is about Whitehead. What does this have to do with? And Whitehead is not on this lawsuit. Like, what are we doing? Same thing you was lying about on your channel. Whitehead. Somebody trying to take me down. These boys was here before Whitehead even entered the picture. What does Whitehead have to do with this? And these boys were here before Whitehead, the bling bling pastor, showed up on the scene. He and trust me, nobody will miss him. He's shining. He blinging. He said his diamonds ain't cloudy, but yours are. Come on now. Nothing about, the only thing is only 1 page about Levontre Andrews that he filed this lawsuit about, but the other 12 pages are all about Whitehead, and nothing explaining angry with Reid for unrelated matters. Nothing. Woo! And if you lie and say that he didn't respond to your lawsuit because you said that you couldn't serve him, that's a lie. Levontre Andrews was served. He accepted. He filed a motion that was longer than your lawsuit. Your lawsuit was 13 pages. This motion in response to your lawsuit is 26 pages. I don't want to go through it because it's so much, because I'm going to let you just hear his story tonight, okay? So don't you ever open your mouth, your nasty ass, sticky mouth, okay, to ever say that this man did not respond to you in this lawsuit. And then once he responded with 26 pages, you went and filed a motion to dismiss and said it was for jurisdictional reasons. He was ready to go, but you backed out, you and your 12 pages, because you knew that you would have to open up medical reports. You would have to give over phones. This is how I know you got to give over phones and computers, because even in my lawsuit with my sister-in-law, they had a whole forensic team that came into my house, right? And they extracted every document on my computer and my phone. That's not what you wanted. That's not what you wanted, brother. You weren't on that type of time, because they could have used that for taxes and stuff like that. Everybody, let me tell you something. That's not what you wanted. Okay? That's not what you wanted tonight. But like I said, Chelsea is on standby. Unwind with Tasha K. Do you have access to the unwind with Tasha K at gmail.com? Email Chelsea. So you guys can email unwind with Tasha K at gmail.com, and she will give you both the response to the 12-page lawsuit, and count the pages yourself when you print them, YouTube bloggers. If I didn't have faith in y'all, I wouldn't give them to you, because I know y'all know. Y'all get in it. Y'all get sticky with it. The same way he like it sticky in his mouth. Y'all get sticky. Y'all get sticky with it, okay? So after this said interview, so listen, this ain't got nothing to do with me and Larry's friendship because, like I said, I'm holding up my end of the bargain and I'm being a friend. I'm being a friend because what type of friend would not free a friend?
So there we got it. We have it right there that, you know, Larry Reid, you're incredible, bro. I'm not even trying to hear what you got going on, bro. And I'll end off by saying this. It's 4 of you in the chat. Make sure to hit that like button as you come in and as you go. But this is what the situation is, y'all. This is what it is. Like, I can't make this up. This is actually what happened. This is actually what happened. You know, for you to actually be the one to, what we call magic, for you to be the one to actually put up these things and be the proponent. Well, this is what I'm doing. I don't think that you should, sir. You're not in that position too, in the first place. You got accusers that are accusing you of the same thing that Prophet Manasseh is accusing Bishop T.D., possibly, allegedly, accusing Bishop Tdjakes about, right? So, I'm just saying I find it very hypocritical, very, very hypocritical that you have all these skeletons in your closet, but nevertheless, this is what you decide to do. Call magic for me. This is what you decide to do. So, guys, hit that like button. For those of you who are now joining in, for the 4 of you who are in the room right now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We were talking about, we were diving into, the situation of hypocrisy, and allegations and hidden secrets. And secrets that people thought that we forgot about, or allegations that they thought that we forgot about, right? It's still there. It was not too long ago. So we're gonna watch this a little bit, and y'all watch the rest of this right here, quick, fast. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Leave your drop your comments down below and let me know what you think.
You're in bondage. Okay? You're in bondage. Listen, I don't see enough likes. I don't see enough likes and support for Levontre Andrews. I am not asking y'all for no money. I'm asking y'all merely to hit that like button. When I see enough likes, we will roll this interview. Otherwise, guess what? Everybody that's on TshaKLive.com, they got a full 2.5 hours, and they're getting almost 10 hours of footage from different victims and accounts and things like that, okay? Helping them to save their sons and their sons' sons from possible alleged predators like this that need facials. They need to probably go check the blood. Figure out why he having muscle spasms, and he got his personal assistant flying everywhere with him just to give him massages, because apparently, according to Levontre Andrews, he loves massages. He loves to give them and he loves to take them. Okay? Yes. Okay? So listen, while we're giving thanks to our sponsors, okay, I expect around 4,000 likes, okay, before I run this interview with Levontre Andrews. Like I said, we spent months putting this together, okay? And I have 45 minutes of a 2.5 hour interview with him. 45 minutes of YouTube approved content so that there is no distraction on this content, meaning no age restriction, no nothing like that. You guys get Levontre Andrews and the meat and potatoes. If you do want the extended version, it is alive and well and going heavy on TshaKLive.com for all of $12 a month. You get that, and you get a detox along with Yaki Awakened as well. Okay, we got some sponsors.
All right, guys. It has been quite some time since I've been on the live stream. What happened? You want to come on? Should I drop the link? Do you guys want me to drop the link so you guys can come on? Let me know what you think about this, because there's 3 of you in the chat right now. Should I drop the link? Let me know if you guys want me to drop the link, and I will drop the link. If not, we're going to conclude this tonight's live stream, and we should be back on for New Year's Eve for sure, discussing some more things, some more topics. But let me know if you guys want me to drop the link. If you want me to drop the link, I am human first. Let me know if you want to drop the link and have a discussion. If not, if you have nothing to say to add to it, I am human first. That I don't get myself in trouble. I mean, I know you, man. You're a pretty candid dude. You know, you have a very open opinion. Well, it's been posted in the chat for sure. But I am human first. I don't want to get myself in trouble. I mean, it's nothing to get in trouble, which is it's nothing alleged that's up here. Nothing alleged. It's all out there in the public, really and truly. These are public accusations. And as I said, I find it very strange that I dropped the link, man. I dropped the link. Come on in. Come on in. Everybody come on in. I see people just making their way into the situation right now. I see y'all making y'all way in. Come on in. We're having a discussion, guys. There's 5 of you in the chat. Make sure as soon as you come in that you hit that like button as you come in. I was just about to dip out, but since I dropped the link and since people are gonna come in, 6 of y'all in the chat is rising. What's that? Yes. All right, let's add him to the stage. Good night, sir.
It's me. Okay.
What's up? I'm Human First. How you doing?
I'm fine. Hold on one second.
Sure.
I hear echo.
You hear an echo? It's probably me.
It's me. It's me.
It's you? All right, cool.
Probably me. Uno momento.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about it.
So yeah, I said I wanted to get myself in trouble. Oh, not because I'm scared of him. It's because, yeah, I am in total agreement with a lot of what you're saying in terms of Larry being the spokesperson for this situation. It just a year ago, you were that same person in that same place, and now here you are in the opposite on that, or you're not in that seat, but in the hot seat. But I'm just looking at how he's treating a such situation. But you were saying, I didn't catch, fortunately, I did not catch the beginning of your show, but you were saying something about that Larry has been dissing Tdjakes over Mr. Thing's funeral. What's his name? Carlton Pearson's funeral.
Yes, that's what it was about. You see, you just recollected my memory. Larry has been going hard with Tdjakes over that Carlton Pearson situation because Carlton Pearson didn't get the notoriety, or he felt that Carlton Pearson should have gotten enough notoriety by Tdjakes, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I thought it had to do with, because Larry was he was blaming a whole lot of congregations for Carlton Pearson getting sick, because you remember Carlton Pearson got cancer as a result. That's what Larry was likening it, like that man got cancer because he was like heartbroken and all that stuff over how the church abandoned him or whatever, and he was saying that a certain church should have been there for him, like the one church that stepped up and did the funeral. He said they should have done that because, you know, they owed him for how they treated him, or whatever the case may be. And I think Tdjakes was like one of the person that I guess stepped away from Carlton Pearson and like I guess left him alone, or wherever the case may be. So I think that's from my recollection, that is at least one factor that contributes to his heat and resentment towards Tdjakes.
I mean, I know I was paying attention to the situation for the past couple of weeks, as especially as it relates to, you know, Carlton Pearson's funeral, and, you know, he was expecting a certain response from Tdjakes or something like that, and, you know, he didn't get it, and, you know, ever since then it's always been like a source of tension, so much so where he was actually on the show the other day and he played a clip from one of Tdjakes' sermons, and it was, you know, I think he was trying to say that he was subliminally sending a message to Larry that, you know, he deals with witches or something like that. So I guess he took that very serious, or he took that personal.
Run that by me again. Say it again.
I said that he actually played a clip of Tdjakes. Larry played a clip of Tdjakes on his stream about like 2 weeks ago, and it had everything to do with Tdjakes. I guess he thought that was his response as to the reason why he didn't show any support for the funeral and stuff like that. And, you know, he said that he had said something about along the lines of he deals with witches or something like that. Like he could sort out a witch, if you get what I'm saying. So he felt as though that he was actually, you know, subliminally saying that about Larry, right? So from there, I kind of caught on. I kind of been looking at what's been going on and the tension between the two for the past couple weeks, and I find it so ironic that this situation has, emanated to where, Manasseh now is coming out and saying that he was being groomed by the same person that he had tensions with a couple weeks ago. So, it's definitely a drive for him to run this story for sure, right?
Okay, so you say you played that clip early in this episode?
No, I didn't. I didn't play it. I can find it though. This was
I would
definitely
love to see that. That's
a
what.
recent. Yeah, that was a couple weeks back. I'm pretty sure. I know I can't make this up, man. If I could make it up, I guess I'm in the wrong business. I need to be, talking.
Not a problem. If you can't do it right now, I understand because we're live. But Larry does sound like he is agitated or upset about something, much like Christian Keys was when Christian Keys went in on the supposed billionaires that did him wrong. There was a level of animus and anger, recent animus and anger and vitriol that spirited his response.
Right.
And Larry Reid, much like him, is acting out of emotion.
Animosity.
Yeah, animosity.
It's like an animosity. It really is, because, as I said, he really took it to heart that, Tdjakes was not there in the way that he should have been for Carlton Pearson for that funeral. So he really took, a certain kind of feeling, or he took it personal at that point in time. I'm actually looking for that clip right now where, he actually put that out there. I was like, wait, what? Oh, that was 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Something I wanted to say. I'm trying to recall.
Take your time. I'm looking for it right now.
We're talking about. It's gonna come to me. Come back to me. But Larry is. I think I know what I want to say. Larry is making the same error he did when Whitehead came for him. He's acting out of emotion.
Yes.
And that's what got him in trouble with Whitehead. He kept going back with Whitehead until Whitehead found out his skeletons and brought him to light. And he's doing the same thing. He's moving out of anger and animosity towards Tdjakes, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for him because the way they're coordinated against him, I see it as deliberate coordination. I see it as Larry telling Manasseh to say something on the public, and that's all you got to do, and I'll take it from there. And that's what I see what's happening between them. And Manasseh is, I guess, supporting is a willing accomplice in this situation. Have you seen his recent video from today?
Yeah, I actually saw it. But when you think about this, right, where is Manasseh right now, really and truly? And when you think about it, where is he right now in terms of notoriety, in terms of, being known out there? Let's not forget that this is the same individual back in the day. Hey, hi, how you doing, Mrs. AJ, Mrs. Respective Angle? Yeah, but where's Manasseh right now, right? Isn't this the same individual, and I'm not sure if you know about this, but this is the same individual who was sued a while back for doing illegal robocalls?
Someone got sued. Was it him or his father?
That was Manasseh. That was that individual. Okay. That was, so, and, I looked back at a couple of his services, his streams. It just gives that, I don't know, it just gives that weird feeling, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it just gives that prosperity. I just try to be like Benny Hinn type of feel, kind of vibe, you know what I'm saying?
But of course, yeah, and to hear him make condescending remarks toward Tdjakes is or question his morality and the way he moved, I guess it's funny, especially when I look at the whole lot. Manasseh, his father, and Larry, how they hustle people for money in terms of prophecy and all this bit. So to see him I guess, cast shame or try to discredit Mr. Tdjakes is, I guess, kind of a bit funny to me, odd. It just feels weird.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I just feel like it's an opportune moment, and if it is, now I'm not, as I said, I'm not taking away because no one wants to, deny a potential victim of SA, right? But or grooming or anything like that. Like I would like to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? And until proven otherwise, until the facts does come out, on both sides of the situation, on one side I do feel for Prophet Manasseh if the story is if it's genuine, and on the other side we have to we really have to think about if these stories aren't true, that the damage for Bishop Tdjakes has already been done because these accusations are already out there. So nevertheless, we have the whole Diddy and Cassie situation that he's been tied into, and now with this, it's like, all right, we got to ask yourself this question: if this Cassie and Diddy's case didn't come to light or to fruition, would this be a topic of conversation right now?
And that is a $1 million question. It's just funny how you move one piece. If you go back in time and make Puffy pay Cassie and she not open her mind about anything, would this even be a topic today?
Right, because it's really a what you call it, a domino effect that's really taking place, really and truly.
Exactly.
Because Diddy got in trouble, and because Diddy is associated with Tdjakes, of course they're gonna tie him right into it. Like, look, y'all, he was in the parties too. We don't know. We do not know. Although, because it's been said that, he has a couple of shows, and, AJ respective angle. You're right, LR is trying to cover or remove the limelight off of his breadbasket affairs.
See, that's the thing.
Oh my goodness. You got to behave yourself, Mrs. Respective Angle. But that is true. That is the truth. Like, it's like you're trying to remove a story that is really main and based about you. This story has been around about you, but nevertheless, you find yourself and find it necessary to, put someone else's story out there. Someone who's accusing someone of grooming, because he did not say that it was SA.
Correct.
Let's just make that specifically clear. Abundantly clear.
Well, Manasseh said it happened with him in terms of being SA, but if you listen to his statements today, and before I go to there, I need to write down my points because I'll forget so quickly. If you listen to Manasseh's statement today, he is moving very reckless in terms of what he's saying. He's acknowledging that he's been contacted by 2 people who said they were SA'd by the same person that mentored him. So basically, he's telling the whole world that Tdjakes SA'd. I think he said the person was a minor, or wherever the case may be. Indirectly. That's a loss, bruh. That's like what they say Daryl did to Larry. You're saying that someone essay someone, that's damage. That's defamation if you can't prove it. This is getting messy, bruh. This is getting so messy. And Manasseh, I don't know if he is aware or he understands how to handle this type of stuff when you speak about it legally, when you're talking or referencing someone likeness in that regards. You can't just come out and say, I spoke to 2 people, whatever. Those people could be lying. How do you know those people are being truthful, or wherever the case may be? So it is getting very weird, very weird. And I'm starting to really question him even the more, the way he's moving. He's moving way reckless, and this I never really respected him to a large degree, because he too, I see as a hustler. but this is I guess a new level of corrupt behavior that I wasn't necessarily familiar with him. I wouldn't believe he would do something like this, but I guess hanging around with Larry, you just pick up new tricks of the game.
Go on. I'm human. I'll be there in a second. You go ahead and go ahead and speak.
Okay. Well, yeah. So yeah, Manasseh. If you guys haven't heard already, he is now confirming that he's spoken to. I think he said at least 2 new people that have confessed to them that Mr. Tdjakes. Well, he didn't call it. Manasseh's being wise. He's not calling anyone name. He's referring to him indirectly. My mentor, the person who mentored me, or the person who, so-called, did this to me. Larry's the one that's putting Mr. Tdjakes' name out there, but Manasseh might as well just come out and say it, because Larry's saying the same thing. You not, I mean, it's just weird. What are they? It is just the the level of deception, or just placating here is just um I guess befuddling. I just wish he would just come out and just mention the man's name and quit beating around the bush. You're talking about protecting accusers and things of that nature, and you're not even bold enough to say who your accuser is. You're letting someone else put a name to your accuser, which is the whole thing is frustrating. The whole thing is very weird like behavior, and but following up with his recent video, you guys need to check him out. He's now saying 2 accusers have come forth. Wow. I don't know what this means for Mr. Jakes as we move into the new year, and as he looks forward towards his ministry. I don't see how he can be silent, look the other way towards these allegations, especially Manasseh, like him or dislike him. His name, his father's name, they hold weight in the industry. So it's not just an average person accusing Mr. Jakes of this type of behavior. It's someone who has rank and power within the gospel community. So I don't know how Mr. Jake, he would have to somehow either sit himself down, and I think they're saying that his daughter's about to move, and I guess there's going to be a big announcement about change within the ministry. But he at least has to address this now that Manasseh is now on come forth, and clear that up. And gosh, I never expected this, or I never saw this coming from Tdjakes. Of course, Larry has all type of secrets in his vaults. I mean, you've probably known about this, or probably known about a whole bunch of pastors, but Mr. Jakes, Tdjakes, Bishop Tdjakes, I just never saw this in his cards, in his future, not this type of scandal. So it is very unfortunate all the way around that 2024 is going to be a very difficult year for a lot of people. Just think about this, people. We had 3 of our major figureheads entrapped in some type of tangle that's really blunted their notoriety and their ability to move forward within the mainstream realm. Well, specifically to now Tdjakes and Puffy, but Mr. Perry, that's still out there. We don't know what is going to happen, but a lot of the damage has been done to his name and his brand and his likeness. They're all being cast into a specific type of light, which is not good. While it's on my mind, and I want to say this: if there's anything to be learned from this experience, if you are in a position of power, if you would ever to grow to a position of power, excel, um, your subordinates, how you deal with your subordinates, it is very crucial. That is not when they're under you or when you're trying to hire them or get them to work for you, any type of form or format. That is not the time for you to date them, to proposition them in any form of fashion. You need to wait till your business has ended with them before you can I guess pursue something romantic with them, because this type of stuff happens if people were operating with that level of integrity. They would have found themselves in this position right now. You look at Tdjakes and Manasseh. Manasseh is saying that while he was a mentor or whatever, and he was being certain things that he was being said to him or whatever that made him uncomfortable. That should have never happened. But then again, we need to acknowledge Manasseh was not a child. Manasseh, to my knowledge, he was not a child. He was a young adult. He left home. He did college or whatever. So if he was pursued by another adult or whatever the case may be, that's two, I guess, adults. That's two adults, I guess, trying to, I guess, get to know each other. And the crazy thing, respective angle, if you listen to some of Larry's older life, especially when he was putting his father and Manasseh back together, Larry was throwing shade against Manasseh, asking him if he was I think sort of like insinuating that he was transitioning into a woman or he was looking womanly or whatever.
Yes. He showed
like,
the pictures and all that. I remember
exactly.
that. I remember.
He was shading his
I
sexuality.
remember.
So this is like Twilight Zone, bro.
This individual, we're talking, this same individual, this is why I had to come out, I had to come on tonight, because I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This is the same individual that had lots to say about this same Prophet Manasseh Jordan, and he was being very ultra shady around those times, because why? Bishop Jordan is his mentor, and, of course, he's going to be a proponent for Bishop Jordan, so he's going to say all the little shady things, because at that time, I don't think they were on talking terms at that point in time, as of yet, at the moment. But he was trying to at least achieve that goal at that point in time.
Yeah. I just thought the whole thing about making Manasseh out to be a woman or dressing like a woman or transitioning to a woman or whatever the case would be was a lot, I guess, weird, being that his mentor was Bernard Jordan. Why are you going to shade the man's son like that or whatever in this regard? So if Mr. Jakes actually came on to Manasseh, he probably got confused like Larry got confused. He may have thought you were something that you were not, and he came at you differently. But going back to what I said, if you're the mentor of someone, that's not the time or the place for you to have a romantic interest in them.
Hold on, wait a minute.
What?
Are we trying to justify what? Okay. You just said that if he came on to him is because he probably thought that, he was kind of soft or whatever. But last I checked, I don't know Tdjakes to be, on that side of the fence. So are you trying to insinuate that probably maybe that could have been the case? Don't get yourself in trouble now.
Yeah, I don't want to get myself in trouble.
Don't get yourself in trouble, because it's the way how you put it. It's the way how you put it. It made it sound as though I was like, oh Lord.
Okay. So I never knew Tdjakes and any of these rumors, any of this stuff that coming up at him about having any type of same gender attraction or dealings in that is like news to a lot of people. I just, my ears went to the ground in that regards. But I'm saying if that was the case, and considering some of the statements Manasseh said that was made to him from his supposed mentor, that maybe that's why he came at you like that, because he thought you were in the same in the same community. But even if that was the case, let's say that Tdjakes was like that and Manasseh was like that. If he's coming to you as as a mentor, whatever, and you're mentoring him, there's no room there should be for any type of love interest in that regards, because you're serving as a mentor or whatever the case may be. So that's what I'm saying. Heterosexual or homosexual type relationship or whatever the case may be, if you're serving as a mentor over someone, or they're your subordinate, that's not the time to pursue any type of romantic interest with that person. That's how everyone in the situation has gotten itself into trouble, except for, I guess, Puffy. Cassie was not his subordinate; it was his girlfriend. That whole situation is all the way weird.
Yeah, that situation is another day for us. We're gonna have that conversation very soon, but I'm waiting for Mrs. Angle to come out so we can have that conversation, provided with others, along with other conversations. And I think we're gonna be coming on live tomorrow, because she's a little bit capacitated right now, but her opinion too does count, respectfully, over here on the Respective Angle. And her opinion, really and truly, it's very vital at the same time, because we want to hear a female's point of view and a female's perspective on these kind of situations. And that's the reason why the both of us are actually electing to be out here on the live stream each and every Saturday, where we're going to be talking about different topics that matters to you, that matters to me, and walking away with this with solutions that can actually solve the problem in our world, in our society today. Thank you very much, I Am Human First, for coming up on the platform and giving us your purview or your perspective on the situation. And we hope to see you and hear from you a lot more, because we're going to be on the platform a lot more, as I said earlier. And you're going to be a stable here, hopefully, on the Respective Angle Network, as you always are. You're always welcome on the platform. Thank you to all the viewers that have been on the platform. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to let you know the next time that we go live or drop content, which will be very soon. Happy New Year to all of you. If we don't come on tomorrow on the New Year's Eve edition of the Respective Angle Network, anything that you have to put to the table before we wrap up tonight?
No, thanks for the mic, thanks for the opportunity, and I'll be tuning in whenever you go live again.
Thank you very much. All right, that has been I Am Human First. Would you say I Am Human? All right, so that has been I Am Human First. We have been live over an hour and 21 minutes. I told you, we're trying to be 30 minutes in, but of course, the conversation always gets a little bit interesting. Nevertheless, guys, be blessed, don't stress, let go, and let God. And always remember to respect God's self and everyone else. And the world should be a better place, guys. I have been AJ's Live of the Respective Angle Network, brought to you, of the Respective Angle Show, brought to you by the Respective Angle Network. Remember, guys, this is 2024, and we're about to get into something new. So be sure and hit that notification bell. Make sure and hit that notification bell, guys, and hit that like button as you come in and as you exit. And Happy New Year's, guys. Happy New Year's.